The book of Judges is probably the most fun reading in the Bible. One of the key verses in the book of Judges is, there was no king in Israel, so everyone did what was right in his own eyes. In other words, people just behaved however they wanted to. Most of the people of Israel didn't know about the law. They didn't have the law, but the priests had the law in the temple, or in the tabernacle. And so the book of Judges is a series of guys who become like generals that use an army to conquer enemies who keep taking over Israel. Every time Israel sins, here's the outline of the whole book. They sinned, they were enslaved, they repented, they showed sorrow, and then they were saved. And I call it this way: sin, slavery, sorrow, salvation. And that is repeated over and over and over in the book of Judges. I'm sure you've read about Superman. There's a Superman in the book of Judges. He was so powerful that he fought a lion, and the lion attacked him, and he tore the lion in half. Just an amazing human being. You can read his story in the book of Judges. There are other people in the book of Judges, like a frightened soldier that God called to lead his people, and he was afraid to do it. And he tested God over and over and over and over to see if he really was the one who was going to do this, because he had weak faith. But God lived with him and helped him overcome his weakness. And he ends up driving out and destroying an army that was the biggest army ever invaded into Israel. And he did it with only 300 men. It was a great miracle, and it's referred to later in Scripture over and over. The book of Judges ends with chaos. It ends with the people just doing whatever they want to do. They have no idea what they're doing. And if you read the last few chapters of that, you'll see what I'm talking about. Now, during the book of Judges, there's another little sunny story right at the end of the book of Judges called the book of Ruth. There's only 2 books in the Bible named after women, and this is the first one. Ruth means friend. And Ruth was an offspring of Moab. She was a Moabitess. She was not an Israelite, but she converted to become a Jew, to become an Israelite. And she married Boaz and has a child, and the child becomes the great-grandfather of King David, who is the next hero that comes in the Bible.